welcome to the fourth episode of Jarred. On today's episode, we're going to discuss historical figures. We're going to have another round of Alyssa's assumptions. She's not here today, unfortunately, but the good thing about it is that anyone can take over it pretty much. So we're going to do that and still keep her close in our hearts. I'm going to introduce a new segment into our show. So today we've got me, obviously, Ryan, and Dougie. So how are you guys doing today, Dougie? You doing good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just yeah?
Yeah. It's too early. Come on.
What time is it, Dougie? What time is it?
7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, Dougie's really committed to this, obviously.
Oh my God.
I mean, we had trouble, like, working on a schedule that worked for everyone because, if the listeners remember, we're from all different corners of the earth. Like, literally.
Yeah.
So, like, Dougie is exactly 12 hours ahead of me. Yeah, ahead of me. So it was so straining trying to find a good time compromise for everyone. But good on you, Dougie. That's a level of commitment that I could never make.
I ain't to take a nap.
It was more I'd get my ass kicked if I didn't show up. So.
Oh, please, you love being here. Shut up. Ryan, how are you doing? How was your day? How's your week?
Yeah, no, good. I was just glad for my power nap earlier. I needed it before this. Yeah, no, it's been really well. It's been very full on. So I'll be glad as of when I finish work tomorrow because I have 2 days straight off. So I just can't wait to have my lay in more than anything.
Oh, good. So that means that you'll be around to tend to my gaming needs for 48 straight hours. Great. Can't wait.
Okay, my 2 days off have now been planned for.
Yep. You gotta tell the fiance, hey, listen, my friend in America needs me to game with her for 48 hours straight.
Sorry, babe, I'll have to catch up with you later.
I'll catch you next time, babe.
What about you, Jess? How was your week? How was your day?
Well, as you guys know, we had the whole hurricane thing
A little bit.
this week, which was a big letdown. I mean,
Really?
I'm not trying to be like insensitive or whatever. Like, I know the Bahamas got slammed. Like, seriously, like my thoughts go out to them because I've seen the pictures and like it's devastating. Is that a hurricane?
Left?
I already forgot that motherfucker's name. What was the hurricane's name?
Dorian.
Yeah, so like it was basically at a total standstill, no sort of progress for 24 hours straight, and it was over the Bahamas. So they just got slammed for 24 hours straight. But I think it was a Category 5 out there, and then it finally made landfall here in America, like in Florida, went down to a 3, and then down to a 2, but then went back up to a 3 or something. It was some weird shit anyway. So yeah, it just barely scraped us. Like, we were just on the outer edge of it. We were kind of ready for it to be a lot worse than it was. The power flickered off for 2 minutes, pretty much, and that was it. But I was I was so pissed. Like, I was gaming with Vex the other night, and it was storming, and the power just shut off, and I was like, oh. Like, I was so mad because, like, in the past with like Michael and Florence, we were out of power for days at a time. So I was just like, not this shit again. I'm getting too old for this shit. But anyway, yeah, barely scraped by us, unfortunately. So yeah, I guess better to be over-prepared than under-prepared in those situations.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't buy any milk sandwiches though, so I can't exactly say that we were over-prepared.
milk
Everyone
sandwiches?
else bought. You guys don't do the milk sandwich thing over there?
Never heard of it.
Anytime there's any threat of inclement weather, all of the like grocery stores, big and small, sell out of bread and milk.
Oh,
So there's been a joke
I thought it
going
was
around the internet.
right.
In this age of memes, there's been a joke going around the internet that people are buying milk sandwiches, stocking up on milk sandwiches. Like I don't even know why. Like,
are you prepared for the hurricane? Have you got your milk sandwiches ready?
Milk sandwiches.
no, I don't know. Like I know that I guess people are preparing for like stuff with like smaller children, but like in most of these cases, like you lose power, so that lot of good milk is going to do you in that situation. Like, because I mean, you can't refrigerate it. I don't know.
No,
I don't know. But yeah, that's,
you can still freeze it. So before.
Yeah, that's true.
So
everyone sells out of water, bottled water as well, and gas, petrol. Like every time this shit happens. And we didn't stock up on any of that stuff. So, you know, I take back what I said earlier. We were not over-prepared in the least. We weren't even prepared. We were just like, oh, great, another goddamn hurricane. like, bring it on. I'm ready to sit in the dark for 4 fucking days again. Like, whatever. We were stocked on wine, so.
Well, that's the main important thing, then.
yeah, there you go. As long as you had wine and candles, you were set.
Pretty much, yeah. I still have like 60,000 tea light candles from preparing for Michael, so.
Gosh, just imagine it shrunk into like your couch or whatever. Just Hurricane 1, Hurricane 2, Hurricane 3. Just labels for each one that you get through.
You guys are so lucky, because like here, like I don't know what the time span is. I know it's obviously at least this time of year. There's like an entire portion of the year that we call hurricane season. It's like the time when the weather is most like accommodating to create a hurricane or host a hurricane, pretty much. Like, I mean, I never hear about that kind of stuff with you guys, like in the UK and Australia. Like, do you have anything like that?
No, I mean, we're not even got the right climate for it over here. Like, we're getting the tail end of Dorian because the jet stream is sort of the jet stream's kind of messing up because there's like, isn't there another one like following the same path that Dorian did?
Oh, there's like 50 in Dorian's path.
Fair enough.
They're just steadily brewing like in like the tropics. Like I saw a map the other day. There's like literally like 4 or 5 following Dorian.
Oh, bloody hell! But there's one of them anyway, and because it is like following like the direct path that Dorian did, the jet stream is sort of pushing around to us, so we're getting like the backdrafts of it all and everything. And I was coming home from work earlier, and the wind's just literally just hitting my head. I was like, "Oh, that's a bit of Dorian fighting in my face." You know, it's there briefly, but it's nothing major and excessive.
It's like the remains.
Yeah, it's just a bit like, well, it's enough to push me over because I'm as light as a feather, but it's not it's not drastic enough to make headlines or anything like that.
Yeah, we get them as well, but it's always it's more so towards the end of summer, the start of autumn, which is the same for you, Jess. Your summer's over now.
Yeah. Well, almost, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, ours generally for me where I am, ours come from the north, and they generally will hit the north coast. Occasionally they'll creep around the side and then come in. But more often than not, it's just the north coast, which is a long way from me. We get the tail end. By the time it gets to us, it's fettered out once it's gone over the land and died. And then it's just a storm.
Is it ever like super devastating storms though, like with like lots of flooding and like wind damage and like people driving their jeeps into the ocean? Did you guys see that fucking? It's
that
like it's a
red
meme
one
now. You've seen it?
Yeah, I saw that, and it's like, what are you doing down on the beach in a car that's an SUV all-wheel drive? It's not a proper four-wheel drive. You're an idiot.
Oh my god, you guys heard it here first. The red Jeep Hurricane Dorian memes have gone as far as Australia, so good job to the red Jeep owner.
I haven't seen the memes, I saw the video of it getting
well, that's just as well.
See, I'm the other way around. I've seen the memes, but I've not seen the video.
I haven't even seen the original video. I've just been seeing the memes about it. I don't know. Like, but anyway, back to my original question. Like, is it devastating storms that like
Oh yeah,
put
yeah.
people out of their homes and
we
stuff like that?
we call them cyclones, but the cyclone, hurricane, same, pretty much the same bloody thing.
Wow.
Yeah, no, we haven't had as bad as like what happened to the Bahamas for a long time, but yeah, we've had flooding, and I don't think the flooding on the coast for us has been as bad as what it has been for you guys. Like when was it Florence hit you guys? It was like 8 metre swell along the coastline. I don't believe we've had it that bad. I've never seen any footage of it, but yeah.
Obviously, I was trying to be vigilant and responsible. Like, I was watching Dorian's Path, like, the whole time on my little Weather Channel app, and I noticed, like, with these hurricanes, they come up from the tropical areas, like the Bahamas, stuff like that, and they just slam, like, the southern states and the East Coast, and I'm just like, wow, like, the universe is really, like, telling the southern states, like, you guys need to fucking chill out. Like, if you don't chill out, I'm sending a fucking hurricane your way. Like, I don't know, like, I just feel like it's kind of like universe karma for
Yeah,
us,
well,
like the southern states just being like total shitheads about certain things.
you'll see, for you guys, it's your southern east coast more than your west coast, isn't it?
What?
Is it more the east coast that cops the hurricanes than the west coast? Or
Oh
is the west
yeah,
coast?
absolutely. If there's if there have been any like notable hurricanes regarding the west coast, I've not heard about it. Which usually with stuff over here, I mean, if something happens in fucking Montana that's viral worthy, like I'm gonna hear about it no matter what. But like,
Yeah.
I don't really. I could be wrong in that, like, I'm sorry to our listeners if something like major weather has happened to you in the past and you're on the West Coast, but I don't recall, like, nothing comes to mind. I think it's just because we have that kind of like warm current from the tropical region that kind of like makes it a good breeding ground for hurricanes. But as far as the West Coast goes, they got like not hurricanes. What the fuck? Earthquakes. I forgot to say what's my thing. I'm so sorry. Earthquakes. I don't know about the tropical storms though.
You'll see, for us, it's pretty much the north part of Australia. More, the east coast does seem to cop it a bit more, but the west does cop it as well. But it's the north part because they're closer to the equator side of things. So yeah, the tropics. But yeah, the south end, very rare that a cyclone's going to come in from down there because it's bloody cold down there.
It just sucks. I'm so sick of it. And it seems like it's just been like consistently every year. Like, I don't remember there ever being this many major hurricanes like this consecutively while I was growing up. And when I was growing up, two of the biggest ones that I remember were Hurricane Fran and Hurricane Floyd. And I know at least Fran, that was 23 years ago, so that was like 96, I think. But it was like once every several years we would get a major hurricane problem. Yep. But now it's like, it just seems like every single year.
Yeah, well, I mean, the climate has changed. I've noticed that just with the normal weather is not quite the same.
Yeah, I agree. I did not play in this heat until 8 o'clock at night during the summer when I was a child. Like, this is not the heat that I was playing in whatsoever. But That's another discussion for another time. We'll talk about global warming sometime else. But
I'm sure we'll get onto it at some stage.
you know, like people, like I've always heard people like give examples of small talk, like asking about the weather, but we really just dug into that shit about the weather.
Oh god, yeah, for about
you
10,
people
15
refer to
minutes.
small talk like, oh, how's the weather? Just making like awkward, polite conversation, but like, yeah, we just did that shit. Anyway, so we'll just go ahead and start the group discussion of the day. So I've been thinking about this question since we started, like, creating the podcast pretty much, and I know that I ran it by a few of the cast members. I don't remember who exactly. So you guys may be familiar with this question, you may not. Either way. I'm so excited for this.
I'm not.
I'm worried.
Okay.
I'm worried now.
I can't remember
Okay.
shit.
Okay, listen up. Listen closely, boys. If you could fuck any historical figure, who would it be and why? And it cannot be someone who is currently living. Obviously, we're not talking like necrophilia, like you have to fuck their dead corpse, but like someone that you would have fucked while they were living, but they're now dead.
Just ruined my fantasy. Jeez.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my god. Yeah, this ain't gonna be monetized at all, is it?
Oh my god. Or we've just struck a gold mine. I'm not sure. Per usual jarred standards, we'll just hit it alphabetical. We'll just okay, so Dougie, you're first on the or I mean, unless Ryan, you have an answer that you're whoever's ready first, whatever.
I ain't got a clue.
That's not something I really thought about.
Historical figure is in somebody who is of great importance, but now 6 foot under.
I mean,
Right.
it could be any notable historical figure. It could be, a historical celebrity, politician, like
Right,
artist,
okay.
anything that like anyone that basically you would have learned about in school.
Right.
However, I have to make an alteration to that statement because American schools do generally leave a lot of information out, especially when it's information like where America was the bad guy. But whatever. You guys might have learned differently. So, yeah, I mean, anyone historical of note. Like, you never saw a picture of, like fucking Amelia Earhart or something? You're like, damn, I'd fuck her.
Once I find her, I'll fuck her.
Oh, God, this is fun. Okay, who wants to answer please?
I don't know.
I just drooled my wine everywhere.
Oh, well done. So I'm trying to. I think I know who I probably would, but I can't think of her name for the life of me.
I can try to help. Can you tell me some of her achievements or like,
Well, I don't know if this was class actually as a historical figure. It's something that stands out to me more than anything. I don't know even what year it would
You
be
better
from.
not say Rose from Titanic because she wasn't real.
I'm not gonna say Rose and Titanic. We've already been through this, Jess. No.
I think he
Rose could
fantasizes
beat it,
about being
honestly.
Jack.
That car scene though, ooh, steamy.
Those rose titties got me. No, the woman from the poster, like strong independent women who's got the
fuck.
red polka dot like headscarf. She's got the denim T-shirt. She's got her arm up, like a bicep showing and everything. With her arm. Her. But what's her bloody name?
Oh God.
Is it Rosie the?
Rosie the Riveter.
That's it. Thank you.
That's.
That.
I mean,
I mean,
have
does
no
it
idea who
count?
you're
I
talking
don't.
about.
I don't know if it would count or not.
It was actually you. I mean, Dougie. The reason you may not be familiar with it is because it was a poster manufactured here in America during World War II.
That
So
was it. World War Two.
I mean, it's like understandable. But I mean, if I'm gonna send this to you right now, I feel like you've probably seen it. It's a very very popular image, but it was basically it's like basically this strong looking chick, and she's promoting feminism basically. So that brings us to the second question here. Why? You know, I get it. I totally get it. But for you,
You dig it?
why?
You dig it? You... So I'm kind of contradicting myself here because you just said that she was promoting feminism and everything. I I don't know. I
So
guess
you clearly like being dominated.
He's not
I,
denying it.
you got me backed into a corner here, Jess.
I'm just saying, she's very muscly. She looks like she would spank your ass and your ass cheeks would fall off.
Okay, well let's put it this way. What ass? What ass cheeks? Here's the thing. You've seen my spindly little arms and everything. There's no damn way that I'm gonna be able to do anything. So I might as well be the. I'm not gonna finish the rest of that sentence.
Don't need to, mate.
Fill in the blanks, everybody. Fill in the fucking blanks.
I mean, I'm looking at the poster now. I've never looked at it this closely. She is an attractive lady, obviously. She's very beautiful and very strong.
Uh-huh.
I get the message, but yeah, she's got some nice lips. She's
Yeah,
got a
and I
little
think-
chin dimple. She got a little butt chin.
Yeah, and
Very
not only
cute.
that, it's going off the pin-up style, which is something I've always found as the artistic sense, you know, appeasing, and obviously for the other senses that it's meant to draw you towards. So I think it kind of goes from that as well. But it's the only thing that comes to mind when I think of like faces that I remember seeing like from back at school or whatever. You know, when I was learning about the history, and this briefly come up. You know, when we discussed World War II and how the women were becoming strong and independent and so on and so forth. So I guess to me that's what's kind of making it stand out a bit more. So that'd be my answer. Rosie the Riveter.
I mean, I can't hate on it because, like, yeah, like that's a pretty good answer, honestly. I mean,
It's better-
it took some funny turns to get to this point, but
Yeah,
you like strong women. That's a good quality, obviously, in a man. I feel like.
It's better than me turning around and saying something like Audrey Hepburn, because then you'd roast me for Sundays. So I avoided that one like wildfire.
Okay, but who wouldn't? Come on.
I was gonna say the thing is, I mean, I'm looking at the poster now, well, my canvas rather, I should say, and yeah,
Audrey
you would.
was delicious.
Hell yeah. Audrey Hepburn. I'm googling. I don't care.
That would have been. I
Yes.
feel like that would have been a very cliche kind of pick, though. But I mean,
Which
a
is
good
why I
pick
didn't do it.
nonetheless.
Yeah.
So, Dougie, who's your pick for the fuck draft?
Because we know you ain't gonna date them.
Idea.
Do you need some more time?
I might need a long time.
Oh,
Jess,
God.
what about you, Jess? Let's hear yours.
Honestly, like, when I wrote this question, I had an answer in mind, but now I'm kind of torn. Like, okay, so I, like, you know, you guys know that I write, so I obviously like writing, and it's just kind of hardwired into my brain to be attracted to writers at this point. But I was initially going to go with Ernest Hemingway because he had that whole, like, moody, like, my life sucks vibe, you know? Like, I love moody guys who are just, like they hate the world. Like, I don't know why, I don't know what's wrong with me that I'm, like, attracted to that type. Like, I married someone who is that type. Like, whatever. But Hemingway was my initial pick, but, like, going into it now and actually like talking it out with you guys, I'm like torn between him and like Bukowski, like Charles Bukowski. Like I feel like Hemingway would have like the moody fuck everyone vibe that I like, but I also feel like Bukowski could probably disrespect me really well in bed. like one of my favorite books by him is Women, and like I know it was a different time when he was popular. He didn't seem very respectful of women. And like I don't want that obviously in like, you know, a serious relationship or anything, but I feel like he did like hotfully disrespect me.
Fuck you up, basically. Fuck you up.
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, neither of them were probably, you know, like the normal, like kind of attractive, but I like brains.
I mean, I would.
You're over here like, I want to fuck this hardcore feminist chick who's like strong and empowered, and then there's me who's like, I want to fuck a dude who's gonna fucking depower me.
Mine's gonna give me power, and yours is just gonna fucking take it away.
I mean, I have my reasons. Like, I love Bukowski's writing, obviously, but like, okay, so like, one of my favorite shows is Californication, and the main character like is played by David Duchovny, who's Daddy anyway, you know, Fox Mulder from the X-Files. So like, but his character in some ways is based off Bukowski, so I think my brain associates him with Charles Bukowski.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's like that kind of like underlying level of attraction, because I know they didn't look alike, but still, it's like the association is like, yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Where's Bukowski at? Oh right, he's in a fucking casket somewhere.
Jesus. Okay,
So,
but if you had to narrow it down to just one,
fuck.
yeah, because I think I know who I'd put my bets on, so I want to see if I'm right.
You know, your personal bet is probably gonna win, honestly, because I know more about Bukowski than I know about Hemingway. So
you're saying it would
if
be...
I had to pick, it would be Bukowski.
Oh, I was wrong.
Really?
Really? Yeah, I would
I
have
thought that
thought it
little
would have been
tidbit about
Hemingway.
him reminding me of good old Fox Mulder would have like sealed the deal for you.
When I heard it, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should, but then I got extremely confused.
What are you confused about?
I don't want to get into it, alright? I just...
I see. I thought that would have, like, if you were taking a bet amongst yourself, I thought that would have sealed the deal, because everyone knows that I got the hot fucking Mulder, dude.
Oh yeah, wait till you see what I got you for Christmas.
Oh, fuck off.
No.
Anyway, moving on. My pick is Bukowski, however mundane that is. Dougie, it's your turn.
Honestly, I have no idea. It's too early for me to be thinking like this.
Okay, let's throw out some names. Dead historical figures. Martha fucking Washington.
Gee, who the...
That's more American history, sorry. Like, okay.
Martha fucking Washington. Google
this
doesn't
episode might go
recognize.
over, you guys. We're about to close in on 30 minutes, but anyway.
Who was Martha? Oh my god, Dougie is not
Martha
gonna.
Washington was George Washington's wife.
Oh.
Our first president, our first lady. Oh,
my
my
God,
god! I was gonna suggest Michelle Obama, and then I'm like, wait, she's not dead.
Oh my god, no!
Okay, so like global historical figures then. Okay, like Marilyn Monroe. Would you slide her the old meat pipe?
Not really. She,
Really?
I mean, she was a beautiful woman, yes, and
She got
was
them
a
hips.
fantastic actress, but she never really did it for me. It's like what you mentioned, Audrey Hepburn. I grew up watching a lot of her stuff, and yeah, she was hot. She was hot. For sure. So,
I mean,
I'll go with
would you go?
Audrey. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one.
Well, it's not like one that
So-
you would pass over. I think every single person, even if you don't know like the face, you know the name, and you know that everybody is attracted to her one way or another. So
She was absolutely adorable. Period. That's
yeah.
like, that's not even an argument.
Oh God, no.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going through it.
It's
Like I
gonna
said,
sound-
I
once
grew up
again,
watching a lot of those movies where she was in, and yeah, she could do
she
so
could
much.
get the pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, I feel like most like discussion around Audrey Hepburn is so cliche, but like Breakfast at Tiffany's is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, I just fucking love her in that movie. Like, she was so cute and so aloof. It was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, her character, like, I wanted to know her character so bad, but her character, I know if she was real, would not let me know her. She's just, like, all over the place. Like, I wanted to be like her so bad when I was a teenager in that movie alone. But she was adorable, so, I mean, can't hate on the pick, honestly.
Oh no.
My next suggestion was me Jane Mansfield, but, I mean, she was gorgeous, too. But Audrey's a good pick. Solid.
What was the one? Jane Mansfield.
Jane Mansfield? Who was actually Mariska Hargitay's mother from...
Ooh, Jane Mansfield. Oh my God, yeah.
Mariska was on Law and Order. I think, yeah, Law and Order.
Holy shit, she looks like somebody I went to college with.
I think she actually died quite tragically. How did she... Oh, right. She got into a car wreck and, like, I feel like I read somewhere that she, like, was decapitated on impact or something. It was bad. It was really bad. It was
Fuck
tragic.
me.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna have to send you some photos later. The person I used to do my radio show with, my co-host, spit an image. Practically. I'll have to show you later on, because holy shit. That's freaked me out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm spreading fake news here. I was reading up on Jane Mansfield, and I just happened to see that reports that she was decapitated on impact are untrue. So, well, it's sad that she died, but at least it wasn't like that, like gruesome, I guess. So okay. So Ryan Rosie. That just flows right off the tongue.
Ryan Rosie.
Ryan and Rosie. Me and Bukowski, who just happens to share a first name with my husband. And Dougie and Audrey. All of those flow so nicely.
They do. They do.
That's cute.
And then
Well,
we're all gonna fuck them.
I'm not complaining. Charles Bukowski would fuck me.
abuse 'em.
Charles Bukowski would fuck me very disrespectfully, and then he would write a book about it, I feel like. So it's all good.
Oh my God.
So we're going to go ahead and move on to Vex's segment, even though she's not here. Vex, we miss you so much. And we're so sorry to do this without you, but
Yeah.
whatever. You'll enjoy listening to it, I think. So, for those of you with questionable memory, Alyssa's assumptions focuses on one cast member, and everyone else will state one assumption or stereotype they've heard based on the highlighted member's country. The segment was named for Vex, which her real whatever. The highlighted member can only answer in a true or false format, and they cannot explain their answer. So, today, in the hot seat, we're gonna do Ryan. We're gonna do Ryan. So, Ryan's home country is the UK, United. Is it? I mean,
Good old UK.
is the country UK or is it Britain or is it both? Because I can't tell the
It's
difference.
So the United Kingdom is obviously England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Fuck Ireland themselves. We don't want anything to do with them. No, I love you guys. Great
Don't say
Britain.
that. Steve is probably listening.
uh, Great Britain. I think that just generally means overall that obviously because our country is Britain, British. I think it just means that we are great and united together overall. I think I may be way off base there. I'm not very well educated for my own country, I'll be honest.
So what? Okay, so what is the correct way for me to address this? Can I say either?
Either or. People would know either way what you're referring to.
Okay, so Ryan is from the United Kingdom. Obviously, as you can tell. Dougie, do you have one that you want to like start off with, or?
You go. I'm just trying to think of something.
Okay. This is gonna be so stereotypical. I almost feel bad about it.
Go for it. I think I know it's going to be already, but go for it.
You probably do.
Yeah.
Okay. Most British people have terrible teeth.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that one. But kind of at the same time.
Thank you, Austin Powers.
I know I have to answer true or false.
I
But
tried to make it
it's-
easier on you by saying most instead of all. Obviously, if I said all,
Okay.
it would just be a straight fault. But I said most, so just considering the majority, what do you think?
I would have to go with false.
Really?
I would still probably go with false. Yeah.
Where do you?
It's really hard
where do
to
you think
explain.
the stigma comes from?
Due to the fact that of certain, working class areas or your urban areas and stuff like that aren't ones. They're not best known for their appearances, their hygiene, their teeth. It's they're not ones for caring for themselves. And not only that, I think what does it as well is the fact that a lot of like stereotypes when it comes to British blokes, for example, always down the pub with the pints, so on and so forth, which obviously ruins the hell out of your teeth. I think it kind of comes from that stigma more than anything, because everyone's always like, down the pub for a pint or whatever that way. And I think it comes from that general stereotype more than anything. But I think as the years have progressed, people have focused more on their appearances with the way the generations are going. And obviously with my line of work, I see a lot of people on a day-to-day basis. I would say 75% of the people I see have decent teeth and the rest don't. So I think it's more of the older generation that haven't got good teeth. The new generation do.
Yeah, I I don't know about like the history of it all or anything like that. I just know that like I kind of started considering the stereotype as a kid, literally not even joking, because of Austin Powers. Because that was a big thing in the first movie was his teeth, and then like in the second movie, I think like he got his teeth fixed, and it was like kind of a big deal. And obviously, those movies were worldwide, so it's like.
I mean, I may be way off base with that one. I remember seeing the American show Whose Line Is It Anyway? Fucking classic thing that is. And I remember they were doing what was it? Scenes from Manhattan. I think it was Unlikely Road Signs or something. I don't know what it was, but it really stood out to me. And I forgot the guy who was doing it, but he was like driving along in his car and everything, like mimicking it and seeing a sign, welcome to, Great Britain, next dentist, like 3,000 miles out or something stupid like that. And it was absolutely hilarious, and I was like, that is actually kind of true when I was younger at the time that I saw it, but now, however, it's sort of a 50-50 on that one.
So, okay, I have
So I
to
don't know where
ask,
it comes
though,
from.
like, just as an addition to what I said, like, have you noticed from between, like, childhood and now, where, like, obviously now there's a little bit more awareness about a lot of big issues because of social media and the internet and all that stuff. Have you noticed, like, a rise in, like, dentist office at all, like, in your area, like, between when you were a kid and now? Like, was there, like, one in your area when you were a child, and then, like, now it's like there's one on every corner?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not even fucking on that one. Where I live
That's
now,
great.
I always came to this village where I live now when I was a kid to visit my grandparents. And there was always one vacant building on the street corner, never being used, never filled. And I'm going back, like, oh god, oh damn, 18 years or something like that. And now that I now actually live in this village, there has been a dentist office been put in there for probably the past 6 or 7 years, something like that. And it is constantly being used now. The car park is constantly full. It is on the go. And in the city centre as well, the amount that they've got, it's outdoing the number of hairdressers now. I'm not going to lie.
That's insane, because here it's like, it's not, I don't know if it's the opposite or not, but I swear to God, every girl I went to school with, in high school, graduated with, turned out to be a hairdresser, so it's like major supply and demand, like, issue.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, way too many, and not, but anyway, Dougie, do you have your little assumption
Yep,
ready to
I've
go?
got one.
Okay, go ahead.
Bring it.
All British love bangers and mash.
Oh my God, isn't that like a penis and balls?
No. Smashed potato and sausages.
Oh my God!
You've never heard of that term, Jess.
No, I have. That's the problem. Like,
It's not a sexual term.
Bangers and mash, and Jess immediately goes for the penis and balls.
Yeah.
No.
Cauliflower beanbag.
No. There was like, okay, did you guys, okay, Ryan, you answer first, and then I'll explain why I thought that.
True, all the way it's true.
Okay. There was, okay, did you guys, I feel so stupid right now. Did you guys ever see Get Him to the Greek with Russell Brand and
No.
Jonah
No.
Hill? Okay, so like Russell Brand was like, it's been so long since I saw this, but me and my friends went and saw it like 6 times in theaters.
Wow.
Anyway, Russell Brand's character was like a rock star or something, and he had a song which I'm pretty sure was called Bangers and Mash. But
Oh
it
my.
was about his dick, I think.
Oh
I
god.
don't. And like I'm Urban Dictionarying it right now.
Oh god.
I just don't know. It would be much easier to explain this context if either of you guys have seen that movie. But yeah, like the song was called that, but it was referring to his genital area. So
Oh my god.
I never really considered that it might be like an actual meal.
Yeah, it's an actual meal.
Mm-hmm.
What?
But
See,
yeah,
I
no, we're
learnt
we're
about
big on
that
it.
from comics. Who was it?
Yeah.
I think it was Mad Comics used to have... No, it wasn't Mad. It was a British comic strip that came out. And, yeah, there was always... Someone was having bangers and mash for tea. And that's where I learnt about it.
So okay, I'm like researching this because I felt like I was crazy there for a second. But okay. So, the song that I'm talking about, like, there was a portion that was like, I know that you won't come just for the cash. Will you come for my bangers, my beans, and my mash? And I'm like looking at Urban Dictionary, and it's better known as penis, balls, and semen.
Oh my god.
So yeah, Ryan, there is, a double meaning to your little meal there.
Well-
That I hope you think about it next time you eat it.
No, I'm gonna go down to the pub in a few nights. We're like, can I have bangers, penis and balls? I mean, bangers and red. I'm gonna be so
Bangers
flustered
and
over it all.
balls.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's gonna ask me, do you want beans on that? No, come. Yeah, beans. No, I don't know.
Oh my
Fuck's
god.
sake.
Well, anyway, that movie comes highly recommended, so I suggest it to you guys.
Just for the fucking song, by the sounds of it.
Listen, if I can't get Ryan on board with Austin Powers, I can't get him on board with anything, honestly. So.
Hey, I'll get round to watching Austin Powers. All right, I'll get round to it. I got to it this
Okay,
stage.
but we need to do, like, what is that thing on Facebook called where it's a watch party? The whole group needs to just watch it together.
Yeah, we all just need to watch it together. Yeah.
But it's so
We'll go.
sad because it's not on Netflix anymore. Anyway. I've got another
That
one,
sucks.
Okay.
I think. Okay. Fuck.
True.
I'm like watching my like audio spikes here, and I just like wheeze, and it just like hits the fucking ceiling. All Brits think that Americans are stupid. There goes my audio again.
Don't take
Ryan
offense by
doesn't
this,
want to
Jess.
answer this
Let me
now.
change
But
it. Let me
I-
change it. Asterisk here. Okay. Most Brits think Americans are stupid.
That doesn't help because it's still all of us. It's true.
Oh, so either way, it's true. Great.
Either way, it's true. I hate to say it, and I don't want to be speaking on behalf of my country because I'm
No.
not. But yeah, unfortunately, it's true.
Fuck. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. Like, honestly, like, hanging out with you guys, like, it's such a diverse group. Like,
Oh god, yeah.
we've got people repping almost every fucking continent, and it's like, the collective idea
Oh.
is that America is just
Americans are
fucked right now.
See,
Like,
What do you mean right now?
I mean, I kind of had a sense of awareness about it before, but then, like, hanging out with you guys, I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, we're really fucked.
Yeah,
Like,
a little bit.
it's like, yeah, I have nothing else to say on that because I don't want to turn this into a political podcast. But anyway, Dougie, do you have another that you'd like to share?
No, can't think of anything else at the moment.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to announce that I think this is our longest episode so far.
I think it is.
So we're closing on 50 minutes here, almost an
Wow.
hour. So it's like really cool.
Holy crap.
I've got to bring wine around more often, I think. So, to close out the show today, I'm going to introduce a new segment. It might be a filler segment in the future. I don't know if I'm going to actually plan these out or just like spring them on you guys. I'll figure it out at a later time. It might be
anything
more
on
fun
me.
to, like, spring it on you guys. So it's an idea that I saw on Tumblr. I don't remember who the user was, so I can't properly credit it. But it's called Don't Get Me Started. So basically what happens is we choose one person and we give them a random topic, like literally any topic, and they have to go on an angry rant about the topic that we choose. Starting the rant with "Don't get me started on" topic.
Okay.
So that's, yeah, I think it'll be a fun little thing. and I took a poll on my story. I didn't say what it was for or anything like that. I just said pick one, Vex or Dougie, because at the time earlier today we thought Vex was going to be here, but her schedule changed. So Dougie, you win by default.
Rant.
Yes,
So
you can.
it's gonna be so hard getting Dougie to rant because like
He
Dougie
doesn't.
never gets mad about anything.
Yeah, Dougie doesn't rant.
Yeah, no, Dougie's like the chillest person in the group, like 100%. So this should be fun. So Dougie, I think you were here earlier when Vex chose the topic.
Yes. I know what the topic is, and I'm just
I don't.
how the fuck am I supposed to do this?
Okay, so
I don't know where to
the topic that Vex picked is penis. Which, okay, I get that it'll be kind of difficult for you to rant because you're not a ranting person, but at the same time, you are also a penis owner. So, like, you have a better idea about what's infuriating about having a penis. Like, for instance, I would. So, don't get me started on penis.
I'm sorry. My mind is blank on where I go.
Just
that what your
dive
penis
into
is?
it, bro. Just say the first sentence and then just fucking go from there. Don't get me fucking started on penis. I'm so sick of this motherfucker. You know, like.
I couldn't go anywhere from don't get me started on penis. That's it. I don't know.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah, you picked the wrong person to start this section.
No, I didn't. The community did. I mean,
That was only
Ryan,
it was only by default because the other person.
True. Me and Vex were talking about it in private, like DM or whatever, and like I felt like she would be able, like her descriptions and stuff would be like funny as fuck, just because.
Yeah,
it's
she's
Vex.
perfect for doing that sort of thing.
But I also felt like you having a penis would kind of like be a factor, like a contributing factor. So I mean, Ryan, do you feel like you could rant about penis?
Don't even get me started on the fact of how you could be just walking along and next thing you know, your balls and your dick just fall right out at the other end of your underwear. And you have
Get
to do that
angry about
awkward.
it. Come on.
You have to do that awkward fucking thing where you put your hand in your pocket, make sure no one's looking around. Like, adjust yourself and do that weird fucking kick out with your leg, and then you put it in. It goes out the fucking side. Then you're playing fucking ping pong with your own balls.
Ryan was like all queued up for this. Like he was so ready
Yeah.
for Dougie to be like, "Oh, I can't do this."
And you're playing fucking
See, I
stretch
don't have an
Armstrong
issue
with it,
with
trying
that.
to fucking grab it back.
It dropped out. It's still covered by the rest of my clothing, so it's fine. I'll just deal
It's
with it
just
when
so
I get somewhere
uncomfortable
private.
because
your underwear just like clams it off almost like a fucking bear trap. Like, gotcha. It's so fucking annoying.
We've got one here. We
This
got
is the
one.
second podcast so far that we've referenced bear traps.
Oh god, it is.
Well, yeah, I can understand where Ryan's coming from. Anywhere where your balls get squeezed, can be quite painful. Yes.
And it's not exactly the most convenient, especially if you're wearing skinny trousers, because then it's just like, hello. It's there. So you just walk in with that enters the room before you.
Wow, Ryan seems to have a lot of complaints about having a penis.
Well, see, he probably
you-
wears more. He wears more tailored stuff, so you'd notice it a lot
Yeah.
more.
Yes, thank you,
That's-
Dougie. That's exactly.
So yeah, I can understand where he's coming from on that. With me,
Dougie.
like I do wear skinny jeans, the stretch jeans, but I always have my t-shirts and whatnot hang over a lot more. I don't tuck mine in, so it's not so noticeable for me. So I never really have an issue with it. If they drop out, they drop out. I'll just deal with them somewhere private.
Deal with it later.
It's not like anybody can see because I've still got pants on.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, if I was running around in just my underwear, then that's a different situation. But
Well, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think if I was somewhere running around in my underwear, it's not going to matter anyway.
Well, no.
Mom, Dad, if you're listening, I don't know anything about penises. This is all new to me.
Bullshit.
This is all news to me. I have no. What is it? I don't know. What is a penis?
What was the conversation last week?
I don't.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Jess.
What
Bad
was the
date.
conversation last week? Let me turn back a page.
Worst date.
Oh no, that was a penis.
Yeah. So Jess's mum and dad, she
Mom,
just
Dad,
lied
it's
to
only
you.
that one penis that I know about. Okay. It's interesting to hear the complaints about penis owners, obviously, because I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine like having detached genitalia. It's just like that would be so weird. Just something just flopping around in the wind. I don't know how you guys do it. More power to you, bros.
There's some. I
It
do
seems
have
so
a
inconvenient.
mild complaint. Is some mornings when you get up and you have to go and piss, but you've got your morning wood.
Uh-huh.
That
That
is so
motherfucker's a
fucking
bitch.
awkward.
I've heard
I
that
don't.
complaint.
Yeah, you don't realize how hard, pun intended, it is to actually concentrate to have a fucking piss.
Yeah, because it's poking up, but you need to aim it down, and it doesn't
Yep.
like folding down that direction.
You just have to plank over the toilet, just like that'll do the job.
That is, I have to get a photo of some guy with his head against the wall, trying to angle his dick down at the ground, at the bowl. It's just the most awkward position
Fucking hell.
when you're really busting to have a piss. Don't you?
I feel like I just don't have any contributing conversation to this. Like, no, but
Well, I should hope not.
I have heard though.
Back when
that,
I had
like,
a penis, I remember.
I mean, like, I have heard though that like taking a piss whenever, like right after sex though, it's like similar to that of taking a piss with like
That's
morning
a
wood.
motherfucker. That's a motherfucker. That really
Damn,
is.
like y'all out here rearranging guts and we out here rearranging urethras.
Oh my god.
That is easily the most disgusting thing I've ever said.
That's going on the back of a t-shirt right there. I don't even care.
I was actually just thinking, I've seen a video of a dog that has no rear legs, right? And
Oh,
the way he, you know how dogs
Where's
love
this going?
pissing against trees and stuff. This
Yeah.
dog will do like a handstand to piss against a tree. I'm just picturing some guy doing a handstand to piss into a toilet bowl. He's got his morning wood.
no
Oh my
shit,
fucking
my dogs would do that. My two boys would
Yeah.
do that if they were in
Oh
that
my
situation.
fucking God.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I'm just
That's
thinking
not-
about that like meme of like all the different like the dude in all the different positions on the toilet. Like
Oh, on the
which,
toilet,
like, which
yeah.
one are you? he's like fully sitting in the toilet with like
In
his
the
knees
toilet,
pulled up
yeah.
to his chest.
It's the easiest way to do it with morning wood. It's the easiest way to do it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Like,
fucking
I
hell.
get so mad sometimes because, like, girls have to deal with different, like, bodily stuff, obviously. Like, periods suck, hello. But, like,
Yeah,
I also think
don't
about
envy
like
you
the
on that
other side of it with like having a dick. It's like, it just seems even more inconvenient. I would gladly take 5 days of bleeding out of my asshole. I'm being facetious here. We don't bleed out of our assholes. Please don't get me fucked up if you haven't taken sex ed, okay?
If you haven't taken sex ed, why are you watching this?
Pretty much. Oh God, what if we're actually creating the sex ed for the current generation?
Future.
Oh, jeez.
At least,
We're
I mean,
doomed.
at least it'll be accurate.
To a certain degree.
Yeah.
I
I don't know about that.
Well,
I'm not sure on that one, Chief.
some of us with more experience, not like myself, Mom and Dad. I've only seen one penis.
Nice.
That's interesting. This was a fun episode. I feel like we've just cut the hour mark. So
We have.
Yep, we sure have. That was really easy. The wine for me was like a social lubricant. Really chatty after some wine. I accidentally drank too much of it, so.
Social lubricant, penises. I think it's all there. It's all there.
Well, did you guys have anything that you would like to add before we start closing out?
Penises suck.
Which is ironic, because yeah, I won't add on to that. I'll just leave that there.
We'll let your sex ed teacher explain the rest of that one.
Yeah, we'll come back to that next week. So, I really like the don't get me anyway. So that concludes. Hello, I'm drinking. That concludes our episode today. Thank you for joining us, and a special thanks to those who were able to join us for this episode, which is Ryan and Dougie. We all hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to tune in next week for some hard to define words and another round of Red Lesbians React. If you haven't already, be sure to check out each of our Instagram pages for the most recent Rockstar Games content, and don't forget, Ryan's Sunday Fun Day compilations go up on YouTube and Instagram every Sunday, and my Wacky Wednesday. What?
I said, who'd have thought Sunday Fun Day goes on Sunday?
Duh. And my Wacky Wednesday compilations are on YouTube and Instagram every Wednesday. If for some reason you're a little brainlet and you can't find our YouTubes, the links are in our bios. But thanks for listening, everyone, and have a great week.
Okay, yeah.
See ya.
What was that? Bye.